A Sheffield charity and school which supports people with cerebral palsy and motor disorders is launching a fundraising campaign. They're called Paces, based in High Green, and what they're doing is aiming to raise £1 million to build a brand new home. Spencer Pitfield is the charity's chief executive, and he's going to tell us more. Good morning, Spencer.
Yes, good morning to you, Paul. Happy New Year.
Same to you. Happy New Year to you. So just remind us of what you do. We've talked, we've kind of brushed the surface with what you do. What do you actually do at Paces?
Yes, so we have the charity has a school. We have 34 pupils in our school, and as you said, we support and educate young people with cerebral palsy. We also have an adult provision, so we look after adults also with motor disorders. And so we have a sort of day provision, Monday to Friday for adults, and we also have sessional programs, and all of our work is based on conductive education, which is based on the Peto Institute's program of supporting through activity, really, a very intense education program which supports those young people and adults.
Right, so conductive education, you've sort of said Peto, and I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Can you simplify that? How would you simplify that term?
Yeah, so we focus on ability, not disability. That's very important in the thought behind that. But I suppose it is about repetitive activities for the young people and adults so that they can improve their mobility in conjunction with an educational program. It can be quite complicated, Paul, and I don't really want to burden the listeners with that, but it's a very defined and specific program to support people with cerebral palsy and motor disorders and make sure that they can really achieve the very best in their lives.
Well, Spencer, we know a little bit more than we did before, so don't worry about that. So you've been going for 21 years. Have you been using the same building in that time?
Yes, so we're based at the Paces campus in High Green, as you said in your intro, and this was the old secondary school in High Green. It's really no longer fit for purpose, Paul, and what we're saying as an organisation that's grown very quickly over the last 21 years is we're desperate to get those new facilities so that we can look after the young people and the adults much better, make sure that we have hydrotherapy, make sure we have all of the most modern aids to support them. And to do that, we really need that new facility. And that's why we've launched the campaign to raise £1 million, which will get us a long way to getting that new building.
A mammoth task, then. Is £1 million going to be enough?
No, it isn't. You're right on the money there, Paul. It's going to cost between £5 and £7 million. Right. But with the support of, hopefully, the local authority, that parcel of land, hopefully for a small amount, and ourselves raising £1 million, then our hope is that the charity will benefit from perhaps DFE funding, local authority funding, voluntary aided funding, which will help us get the full amount. But we do need to raise £1 million.
Yes. BBC Radio Sheffield, you're listening to Paulette. I've got Spencer Pitfield with me. He is the chief executive of Paces, based in High Green. They're looking to build a new building. They need £1 million for that. Spencer, I understand you're going to get involved yourself. You've already got a fundraising activity planned, haven't you?
Yes, I'm going to try and walk up Mount Kilimanjaro. I'm out on the 27th of September. The mountain really represents the climb that we face as a charity. Yeah. We've got to, climb that big mountain to get that building. But yes, I'm going to give it a go. If there's anyone out there who'd like to climb the mountain with me, they're welcome to join us and help fundraise for Paces.
And with a place like Paces, you'll be invested not just in terms of, the education, the building, all of that, but in terms of people's lives. You're really changing people's lives. Have you got any success stories that you'd like to share with us?
Yes, I mean, the most wonderful thing, Paulette, is when someone comes to us, let's say in the school, and, parents have had that diagnosis and they join us in our reception, in our nursery, and over years of work together, that young person can go into perhaps mainstream education. And when that happens and you see that you've been able to support that youngster into an environment where they're just like everybody else and they're doing the things that others are doing, obviously with some of their special requirements, but they're in the mainstream, that is the greatest success. And of course, everybody is an individual. That's the other thing to say. And we deal with individuals, and we want to help everybody reach their absolute ambition. But yes, to help a youngster to go to a mainstream school, that is the most wonderful thing.
Of course it would be. Spencer, it's lovely to talk to you. And when are you going to take on that challenge of the mountain then, Kilimanjaro, when you're doing that?
Yes, 27th of September.
Right.
If there is anyone out there in Sheffield and the wider region, we're looking for others who would join us on that trek and help us to raise money, but also to help us to raise the profile of what we're trying to do for the school and adults.
And what's your deadline for raising the money? Have you got one?
Yesterday. No, there is no official deadline. If there's someone out there who can help us get there quicker, the sooner we can get there, the very best.
Spencer, it's been great talking to you. Thank you for joining us on BBC Radio Sheffield. Good luck with your challenge.